Hello and welcome to Titanfall 2. So yeah, as you probably guessed, I very much like this game. It's, I'd say, pretty much a straight upgrade to the first game. It's got all the same stuff the first one had. You know, a few tweaks to some of the things that weren't there, a bit different now. But so it's got the basics and it's added upon that, as of course shown by a lovely character here. So, like I did with the Titanfall 1, I'm going to have a look through all the menus and I'm going to show some gameplay of it. So, you actually start in this main menu here. You can choose campaign, multiplayer settings. So some settings can only be changed in this menu. You can also change your server. So that's pretty good. But I'm just going to show off multiplayer, because that's, you know, that's the bit everyone really cares about. I mean, the single player is very good. It's really good. But, you know, this is a modern FPS, it's all about the multiplayer, really. So, obviously by clicking play, you can play some, as it says, find a game. Customize is where you customize the pilot and your Titan. Comms, so occasionally you can get advocate gifts, English, and they unlock these things on the side. See here, and you sometimes get messages, not often. Networks, they're kind of like clans, like I'm part of the Titanfall Legends one, but there's loads. I'm only part of the Advocate network is the one you get put in, so I'm only those two. And then faction, this is kind of like
focus, fight, win.
Ash. So these are the people that, you know, talk to you when you start the mission, or well, throughout the mission, but like in the dropship when you start, they'll be there, whoever you choose. You start off with just the Marauder Corps, then you unlock these in this order. My favourite is
Vincent Dynamics is grateful for your work.
Vincent Dynamics. I don't know, it's just the way she talks to you in game, I kind of like. Because with the Marauder Corps, I find she just basically holds your hand, says, "Oh, you're doing great, yay!" And it says, "Oh, you did your best. Don't worry if you lose." And then like, this guy is basically just said, "Oh, you're doing shit.
Boy, this fight is what you were born for."
Things like that. This guy is just all about booze. He's all about family, and this guy's all about business.
I do not.
And so, I don't know, just kind of a good mix for me. I quite liked it. And so yeah, if you level them up, you can get some banners like these ones here. And that one, if you level them up enough. And so these like are shown, like, you know, in Battlefield you get your dog tag shown if you kill someone. This is the same sort of thing. I guess Call of Duty probably has something similar. You unlock them, but there's lots of them, as you can see. And patches, this is a little symbol you can get. So things like, I don't know, unlocking, leveling up a gun, or going to the next generation, being so amazing at the game. Things like that. What I do like as well is there is colorblind mode, although I find that it doesn't actually help with mine. Sometimes I find it makes it more difficult, and of course it only goes up to 90, the field of view, which is a bit different. And yeah, this is the spec, so I can run it at, so joy. I'll probably run it a bit lower than this because of fraps. So without further ado, I'll go into customization. I think we'll go for boosts first because they're simpler. So instead of burn cards, now we have these boosts, which, so as it says at activation cost, I pointed with my non-mouse hand, it's weird. That's like, if your Titan, like progress towards your Titan goes beyond this percentage, then you unlock this boost. So for example, if you get 80% towards your Titan, you can amp your weapons for the last 20%, or throw down ticks, which look different than the ones in the single player, which I've noticed. I don't know why, don't know if they act differently or something, but I do like this because you just throw them out and they'll go off and hopefully kill something. Usually just a grunt or two, but you know. This is also pretty handy if you put it in an unexpected location, because a pilot will run past and they'll just get mown down. But it's only got a 1 minute lifetime. I can't click on it. 1 minute lifetime, so you got to put it in the right place at the right time. Map pack. This is the one which everyone goes for because it lets you see enemies through walls. Although they have nerfed it now, so it does it in pulses, but it's still pretty useful. Battery backup. So in this game, there'll be batteries. It's a thing. Imagine like a portable health pack for Titans. So if you jump on an enemy Titan, you can pull it out. The first time you jump on a Titan, if you don't have a battery, you'll pull out a battery, and then you put it on your back and you carry it around until you die, in which case you drop it, or you jump onto a friendly Titan or get into your own. Ooh, what was that? Let's just mute that. Okay, that's strange. And it takes health. If you take it out of a Titan, it damages it, and if you put it in a friendly Titan, it gives it a shield and regens a bit of its health. Same thing if you do it with your own Titan. Doing this action, if you take it out of your Titan and put it in, you almost always will have, by this point, you'll get your full thing. So what I like to do is have this. So if I ever, because you get this before you call in your Titan, I wait until I've got my Titan, call it in, as it's coming down. I thought I muted you. And as it's coming down, I'll activate the battery backup, so I've got it. So when I get in my Titan, it's got that extra little bit of health with the shield. So I really like that. Took me a while to figure that out, because I was using these two for the longest time. This scrams enemy radar, but I don't know. I generally don't find it to be massively useful. Maybe at the end of the game, when everyone's like crowding around the dropship, maybe then. But yeah, I find this is a bit strange because it's like it deals a lot more damage and it will attack Titans, whereas the pilot one only attacks infantry. But you get this a lot earlier, which is ironic because by the time you've got this, no one's got Titans, so there's no point putting it out. So I thought that was a bit strange. I don't know what that noise was. And there it is, the Salt Pistol. Well, I don't really need to explain this. It's a gun that locks onto enemies, so you just wait, you click, and they die. It's 1 lock for grunts, 2 locks for spectres, 3, or actually it's probably 3 for pilots, and I think it's probably more for stalkers, and it won't work on reapers. Phase rewind. Imagine Tracer from Overwatch, that rewind thing she does. It's exactly that, but you're invisible and stuff. It's great fun. Hardcover. This is just a wall you can put down like the one Tone has. You can shoot through it. They can't shoot you. It's very basic. Pilot Nova, Holo Pilot Nova. Well, as it says, you create multiple decoys of yourself. So, like holograms, they all burst out in front of you and run off. I don't know. I just find this wouldn't be really situational for this, but I'm sure someone here likes it. And dice roll, which is, as it says, randomly chosen boost. I never use this because I'd rather just definitely get the battery or whatever. This is good because it turns almost all the snipers into one-shot kills, and shotguns. It's crazy stuff. Right, so let's do pilots first. So you've got your custom slots, but you can change your loadout in game. So I always just go into this and change it. So you've got your tactical ability, which is like the main thing. In Titanfall 1, what you looked like was kind of denoted by what primary weapon you had. If you had an assault rifle, you looked like one person. You have a shotgun, or the smart pistol, you looked like another. I mean, things like that. And you could also switch between male and female. I mean, they're both robots, so go figure. But so you start off with these first 3 unlocked. So you got Cloak, which is Cloak. You are completely invisible to Titans, except of course your trails coming from this can still be seen. So if you're jumping around, and you can still be heard. unless of course you've got low profile, which, as it says, gets rid of that. So it's also pretty good against pilots. I really struggle sometimes to see people when they're using this. One of the things I saw is that reaction times is a big thing in this game, and being cloaked just takes that a little bit longer for your opponent to notice you. I mean, as a pilot you can still see them, they're kind of fogged, but it's just a little bit longer, which gives you the edge. Pulse Blade, a bit like Map Hack, except it's in a localized area and you can throw it as a knife, which can kill people, which is hilarious. I found it regenerates too slowly for my likings, so I don't really use that much. Grappling Hook, well, this is great fun. I mean, everything that's always uses a grappling hook is always enjoyable, so well, like I just said, it's great. It's a grappling hook. It's probably best to use because it's not hard to climb up buildings because you got your jump kit. But I like to use it if I'm running on a wall on the side of a building. I can use it on the corner of the building and swing around the corner and keep my momentum that way. Perhaps I'll demonstrate that at some point. I probably won't. I'll forget. So I quite like that. Stim, that was in the first game. It buffs your movement speed and your health regen. But in this, it basically, if you're damaged at all, it'll heal you to full, and it massively boosts your speed, but only for a short amount of time. I quite like this one. The only thing I don't like is that you have really fat fingers, which look a bit weird, but I digress. A-wall, bit like that wall boost, except when you it's orange, and when you shoot through it, it amps bullets that go through it. So it's a mixture of the wall and the amped weapons boosts. And he's also got the tusk arm, like the cloak guy. I always find it weird, like these two guys are really bulky, and then you get like this guy, which is super lightweight. And then you've got phase shift, phase dash, or whatever, which I personally like because it's basically a escape or panic button. So for being shown you're about to die, you click this and you can run away because it sends you to another dimension in a sense. In that you're invincible and you're invisible. There's a little trail that follows you for a couple seconds once you use it, but it disappears for a few seconds. So if you stand still, activate it, stand still for like a second, then move, it'll just look like you've poofed to thin air. And the last one is Hollow Pilot, which is like the Nova one, but it's just one. I think it's got 2 charges though. Same with this one and that one. Yeah. They have 2 charges, whereas all the others just have the one which recharges. So like I said, my favourite is this one. You've got some more interesting things. You had these 3, and you had an arc mine in Titanfall 1. But now we've got a Fire Star, Gravity Star, and Electric Smoke Grenade. Electric Smoke is the favourite from Titanfall 1, and it's basically is standard on all Titans now. And this basically makes a small cloud of electrified smoke, which is great for dealing with grunts. So if you see an enemy drop pod come down, you throw this at it, and you get 4 or 5 points easily like that. It's also good for finishing off wounded pilots that are maybe stuck in a corner. This is it's also good against Titans, because if they're like standing still for a bit, you throw this at their feet and they'll do some good damage. Arc Grenade and Frag Grenade there from before, except Arc Grenade will explode whenever it hits something, like an Impact Grenade, whereas that is just on a timer, but as it says, you can cook it. Delicious eggs. Imagine a mixture of a Molotov with ninjas. That makes sense, right? If you throw this at a Titan, it deals pretty good damage as well. If you get it on like where the camera bit is, you actually can cover up the vision of the Titan. So that's pretty cool if you can manage to do that. Satchel charges can do a disgusting amount of damage to Titans as well if you get them near close enough. And yeah, Gravity Star, you've seen it in all the trailers. You throw it down and it pulls in enemies. So it's pretty good if you're, say, a sniper, I found. So if someone gets near you, throw that down, you can run away and they'll get stuck. Unless they have phase shift. or grapple hood, in which case they can get out of it. So I've been using the arc grenade at the moment, just because I like to throw it at Titans to blind them, and then I can jump on their backs, and they'll never know I'm there. So yeah, male and females before. It's slight differences. Generally female is thinner frames, and has boobies. I can't believe it. But yeah, so you've got like your unpainted variant, which I quite like on this guy. He's got little scratch marks on his arm. I think he does. Oh, he does for all of them. It's just more noticeable on the plain one. And he also colours his little foxtails in with your the colour. So you see they're changing colour. Which I quite like. So these ones are unlocked just through your leveling. So level 10, you get different camos, and then you get to prestige, and you get the nice bright gold, yellowy one, which for some reason everyone in modern first-person shooters loves bright, shiny things because we're all secretly magpies. And then you get fancy ones, and you get just green, and then just a lovely, lovely pink, a bright pink guy, which is hilarious. I do like the black though. These are the two I unlocked because I got the, I think this is from the Digital Deluxe edition of the game, which means I got this for everything, which I quite like. So if I haven't used the gun yet and haven't unlocked any of the challenges ones, which I'll come to in a second, I mean I can still make it look pretty. So, it's challenges. So like Titanfall 1, there's challenges. They're kind of hidden in here. They're not like their own menu, which say give you rewards. They are here, and then you see, oh, you have to travel this far, which is, oh my god, that's ridiculous. Oh, for the record, I've spent about I think 66 hours before recording in this, and that's how far I've travelled. So, joy. And wall running, and you get the lovely zebra pattern for executing people, which I am a big fan of. I will definitely have to demonstrate that. And you get lots of pilot kills. I want this one, killing sprees. That's always good. And these are ones you can unlock with the credits you get, or you just get given them by the Africa gifts I was saying earlier. But I bought this one because I quite like it. And then these are ones you can just get as gifts, which are quite nice. Right, do these first. So you got two kits, and the first kit section you've got these. So you just always need to go for fast regen. There's no reason not to. It's just better in every way. Unless you're really struggling to use your ability, then maybe get power cell, or if you keep getting killed getting into your Titan. And it just speeds up the getting in animation. It doesn't like make you magically teleport in there from wherever you are on the map, which I thought would be pretty cool. But no, it's just so if you're about to get in it, it just zaps you in straight away rather than playing the animation. So I quite like that. And then this was just throw grenades. Well, I just usually just close enough. So I always use this one. I try using this one as much as possible, but it's kind of at the end of the leveling progression, so you don't unlock it till late. Kill report's always good, because if you're not sure if you killed someone or not, which this can tell you. Hover, don't use it. If you're hovering, you're still, and if you're standing still in this game, you're gonna die. So don't use it. This is not too bad, because you can like hang. If you know someone's cheating, you can jump up, like go through a doorway and hang above the doorway, and they'll run out underneath you and kill them, which I think is really fun. But if you can, always go for this one, and so that's also useful. Now, these are the different takedowns. There is a fifth one, but you can only get it by being elite and drinking Mountain Dew, or however it's pronounced, which I think is a bit. That's the one with the knife you can see in some of the trailers. Neckbreaker is the one you start with. This is you kind of. It's got descriptions of it there. I nearly went for that one, or these two, but I had to go for the Grand Theft Semi-Auto. It's just so much cool. English, shut up. So yeah, that's pretty cool. I assume they'll bring out more as the game progresses. I would hope so, anyway. And yeah, so we'll now go into the weapons. So of course there are more weapons. This was pretty much the list of weapons from Titanfall 1. Not like the categories, I mean that amount. I think there was 14 in total in Titanfall 1. There's more now. So that's the same sort of thing. Basically, use this and you can't go wrong. If you're accurate enough, you can hit it in almost any range, except the really across map sort of things. You can spray it at close quarters. It's devastating at medium ranges. Just noticed that sticker. Hemlock is just annoying because this has got more range. It's slower, and like 1 3-round burst can kill a pilot unless they're using stim, I think. And then so that's just annoying. Excuse me. And yep, that's just your semi-auto gun. Just ludicrously high damage. If you can get a headshot and then a body shot, that's just it. They're dead. Like nothing they can do. And the flatline. This is also pretty good if you can control the recoil of it. And yeah, imagine like an AK sort of style comparing to like the M16. That's kind of like the difference. It does more damage, but of course it's got that harder control recoil. Yep.